up? What up? What up? This is your boy Joe Chapo back in the building. Another edition of If They Only Knew. As always, we got your boy Main Light out in the Bronx, Light on the Hill. What's
New
going on, man?
York, stand up. You already know, man. Free the peoples, man. Free them all, man. Free all the
Hell yeah,
bros,
hell
man.
yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't need to be in there treated like animals, man. Straight up.
Exactly, exactly. And you can actually see him. He just did an interview on Florida Prison Talk. Shout out Florida Prison Talk.
Yes, indeed.
Shout
Thank
out,
you, brother.
shout out King Rook for hooking up our outro. That's what's up. We appreciate that.
And
Keep pushing, man.
thank you to our viewers and subscribers too, man.
Exactly. And today we got a super special guest, something different for the channel, something I actually haven't really heard too much about on other channels. So before we get into that, go on and introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Tuesday. They call me Tuesday Too Nasty. I'm a prison wife, is what you call it, but I'm also an advocate for a lot of people inside the Florida incarceral system. I advocate for people in county jail, a couple people in prison. I've been helping people get the stimulus money, by the way, so maybe we could talk about that at the end if people want to know how they can get that money because they are entitled to it.
Oh, wow.
I'm an activist, and I'm grateful that you found me on Instagram, and I'm happy to be on the show.
Well, I
Thank you.
appreciate you
Thank you.
coming on.
Appreciate it.
Actually, you touching on the stimulus checks. I didn't even know that they were still entitled to the stimulus checks as well. I don't know why I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
That's a
$1,800 right now, and then the $1,400 is coming. So that
that,
comes to like, I'm really bad at math, but I think it's like $2,300 that each person's entitled to, and that's a lot.
that's like a year's worth of canteen.
Yeah. So I've been trying to help people get it, but it does, you really, well, I don't know if we want to jump into this now, but the county jail is hard, but if they're in state prison or federal prison and they apply, it'll go right on their trust. So if they don't have someone on the outside, they'll put it on their trust and they're not allowed to take it.
Wow.
That's dope.
We
We're
can
we're
talk
gonna
more
touch
about
on
that. We could do a whole
yeah.
show on that if you wanted to.
Yeah, we definitely gonna touch on that a little bit more, but let's kind of let everybody know the direction we actually going in this episode. I reached out to you because I came across your page on Instagram and it was called Florida Prison Wives. And I was thinking about it. I was like, there's not many people that's really touching on how the wives of the prisoners are affected or the spouses of the prisoners are affected. So kind of tell us a little bit of background about your husband and just a little bit. You don't have to get into detail on how he went up the road and how it affected you and how you kind of started in this route of being an advocate.
So, well, I'm from South Florida, where everything is like a mecca and a melting pot of a bunch of different people. And so I think the short answer is just poverty and
Hold on.
years. He had a bunch of runaway. Thing is it doesn't prison. I'm sort of like an abolitionist. So to me, it's like this system isn't working. I don't believe in reform. I don't want to sit here and say he's the best person or he's the worst person, but I know that this system is not doing anything for anyone. It is, and especially me, I hate to even say it like that, but like I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't punish anyone yet. I'm the one that JPay and GTL is making all their money on. I'm the one putting money on the phone.
Yeah.
Like I am paying to order people food. I raise money sometimes to put food on people's canteen in county jail. And like if you order, let's say whatever the amount is, the service and handling fee is like $14.99. Like it's crazy. And so that's us. That's all these women. You know what I mean? Like we're making the calls, making sure they're safe, trying to get their medical. We deal with the stress and the trauma of what everyone's going through, and we didn't do anything wrong. So I'm actually trying to figure out that like missing link. Like how do we prove that the FDOC is actually punishing me and traumatizing me, you know?
That's a angle that I've never looked at. Like, really, you're being punished. You taking on all the expenses of being able to stay in contact with your husband, being able to support him as much as possible. I've never really looked at it like that, that you're actually being punished. Besides, you know, you being separated from your husband and everything else, but the financial aspect is, whew, I can
It's
imagine.
crazy. And he like, so right now what they're doing in the state of Florida is they're sending everyone to closed management, which is confinement, to deal with everything. So they take our people like from the South that are Puerto Rican, my dude's Puerto Rican, you know, like, and they send them to the Panhandle, which is the South. And I had a friend that just passed away. She was a badass abolitionist, and she always used to say, if you take a map of the slave plantations in the South, like Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida, and everyone kind of forgets the Panhandle there, the slave plantations are the prisons, and they're shipping them up there and putting them in these tiny little boxes. And he's been in there for 2 years, and me keeping his mental health like like up, you know, just trying to provide joy, just trying to make sure that I can answer the phone. Okay, he gets 2 15-minute calls a month randomly. So I have to have my phone on me 24/7 for these two random ass 15-minute phone calls. It's really
Now,
fucked up.
now, when you say he's in closed management, is it something that he did and he's in closed management? Are they just putting everybody in closed management for the corona,
Well,
maybe? Or
the guards will beat the fuck out of you and then hide you in closed management for the bruises to heal. That's what the fuck is going on.
yeah, okay.
Excuse my language. I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss, but
That's
this
okay.
it gets me mad.
Shoot,
That's
I
okay.
curse like a sailor,
Yeah.
so don't worry about it. Uh,
So
wow.
I
So, tell,
think that Florida is like killing its people. We got a slow genocide happening down here. That's it. I don't know if you can hear me or not, so I stopped talking.
was it? Okay, so kind
Oh
of,
no.
it's okay. It's kind of going in and out for the people that don't know. You're in the woods right now, in front of a fire, so the connection is a little choppy, but we can still get it. It's no problem. So, kind of,
Well, if I turn off my video, it'll stop. It'll stop doing that if you want me to.
no, 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 no. We need the video. All right. So, kind of, tell us what it was like in the beginning once he got sentenced, and then you started having to pretty much take everything on by yourself. Tell me what the feeling was like in the beginning of all this.
Oh, well, the truth is I wasn't actually there. Like I met him later. I met him through my activism. And so
Oh,
I
okay.
I have always been supporting my own. So like, you know what I mean? Like I've just been advocating for people and like somehow, you know, vibe with this one person. And so now I'm advocating for him and other people. And I am supporting someone who's on their way down the road or whatever. But I'm kind of a boss bitch. I take care of my own shit. Like him going to prison didn't affect me. I apologize. I know a lot of people say like, you know, messed up shit about girls that are met with while incarcerated because the dudes are scammers and like all this stuff. But honestly, I want to do like a request line so people can just like call and request music and listen to music. Like I'm on some other shit. So like I'm okay if like people want to call and get some fantasy, you know what I mean? Like people will call me and I'll give them writing assignments. People will call me and I'll read their horoscope. I'll play music for them. So I apologize that I really don't know. I met him later.
Uh, I mean, that's you don't have to apologize. That's an interesting story in itself.
Yeah.
So you say you got into the advocacy because you had relatives and friends that was going through the system and going up through the ups and downs of dealing with the DOC out there. That's how you got into it.
Well, I do you guys are you familiar with Core Civic?
With where? Port Civic? No.
It's called Core Civic. It's like a for-profit prison company out of Tennessee.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Have you heard of Geo Group?
Those are all
Prison
private
companies or whatever?
institutions, right? Like
Yeah,
for profits, right?
yeah, I was involved in campaigns that were really targeting them and stopping them and locking down and being a part of like shutting down Core Civic for the day and shutting down Geo Group for the day and stuff like that. So I'm from rural Ohio, which is like the opiate belt. So my cousins are always in and out of prison, and I've watched meth and opiates destroy my town and family, and instead of addiction treatment, they get prison. It's like the rich get richer, the poor get prison.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell me what it's like, just say on an average month, having to sit and wait on these calls, having to, help people put packages together. What are you doing to raise these funds? What steps are you taking to, get in contact with these people?
Well, it's like traumatic to sit and wait all the time and having to deal with the classification officers. And I call up and I have to act like I like them. And I say, hey, how's he doing? Is he doing good? And they're like, oh, yeah, whatever. And then they're like, oh, we're going to do this thing for them. And then it just never comes. It's like constant disappointment. Like it's constant hope and constant disappointment is how I would describe this system or something like that. So, I feel like that is like a huge burden, just like sitting and waiting up for the calls. And like he's been gassed, he's been stripped. Like they will gas you and then take your clothes for 3 days and leave you in a steel cell. You know what I mean? Where he can't get to me. I've got people texting me being like, he's naked in a cold cell. It's 30 degrees. His skin is burning because because in close management, you're in a cell 23 hours a day with a bunkie, and they're like killing each other and they're like fighting each other. And so this dude had some psychotic break. They got into a fight, whatever. They called for help and then they got gas stripped and their skin. He says he can't get it off his skin. The only way to get it off his skin is when he's working out and he sweats. He takes a napkin and it wipes bright orange stuff out of his skin. So like, think about that. Like, I have 15-minute phone calls coming in and that's what I get. You know what I'm saying? Like it's abuse and it's trauma and it's not just his, it's mine, which goes out into the community, which goes out into the neighborhood. So something that I found that people can kind of relate to is I send books to prisoners. There's like books to prisoners, like stuff in different cities or whatever. But I send books to prisoners and like people can kind of wrap their mind around that where they can donate to books, stamps, like whatever it is, you know what I mean? So I find that I can just go on Facebook and I'll be like, yo, like 12 people need food. Who wants to throw down? And like people will. Like it's really the basics because, basic human rights, like food, this and that, whatever. So like knowledge, like whatever. So I do find that people want to understand and want to give. And I feel like everyone should have to go and spend the night in jail or something to see if this is really what they want their tax dollars to be doing. Like that this is what we think is working.
Yeah, they should. I bet you they'll have a whole different outlook.
Yeah, white people have no clue what's going on. Let's just be honest. Some of us.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so man, that's gotta be so difficult, man. That you're waiting on these calls, and then when you finally get the call, you have to hear everything that they're going through. And then I'm sure once the call hangs up, you still, thinking about this, and you have to live with that. Your mind is constantly thinking, what is he going through? Now, do you get to visit as well, like physical visits? Oh, frozen.
No, my visits were taken away. I went to a protest at Florida State Prison protesting close management, and we were just doing a little noise demos outside, like beeping horns and stuff, and letting the people on the inside know that we still like are out here. And then maybe somebody spray painted an anarchy symbol on the freaking Florida State Prison sign. Maybe somebody spilled red paint all over the thing. I don't know. I wasn't there. I was with the kids, but then of course all the activists running to my car, and then they get arrested on my fucking car, and then the cops look at my tags and they took my visits.
Oh man.
You know how the pigs are.
Damn.
So anyway, I know it's sad, but so hopefully I'm gonna keep fighting that. That's the other thing. It's just like constant disappointment. I mean, like he's bummed too because he doesn't really know what it means when I say I'm an activist because we didn't know each other before. So he doesn't know how rowdy I get, and so that was the only thing that sucked was that I didn't even do anything. I really was with the kids, but I think I'll get it back.
Yeah.
The visit.
I mean, they got to prove it was you.
Well, when I did go visit him, though, they kept him in this little cage. It was like this deprivation cage. So even they keep him in a cell 23 hours a day. It's mostly 24 hours a day. And then when he goes to the visit, he was allowed to have 1 2-hour visit a month. And then they upped it to maybe 2, but he was in this little weird cage. So it was like a deprivation thing, but it was kind of cool because we could get away with like a lot of crazy stuff in there, which I will say, you know what I mean? You guys know what I
Definitely
mean.
helps.
But with,
That definitely
yeah,
helps.
we were able to hide with the cage and do some really, kinky stuff. So that was fun.
So there is hope, people.
I
Just in
know.
case, it can be
Yeah.
done. So, are they trying to press charges against you about this spray painting and
No, I really didn't do
vandalism?
anything. And even my friends who got arrested because they didn't understand that like we really didn't do anything. Like it looked bad, it looked worse than it was or whatever. So they got charged with felonies, but the felonies have already been dropped. So right now it's misdemeanor trespass, but I did nothing. Like I really didn't.
Yeah.
I just was like, no, stop putting men in cages. And they're like, you know, no more visits. I'm like,
Sounds like
damn
they
it.
picking on you.
They are. They really are. That's why I'm on this podcast. Like, I'm ready to go public. These people are evil, dude.
So, what so far, what do you think is the most corrupting you've ran across with your activism?
So I work with this woman named Miss Beverly, and we've just been taking reports from this prison called Santa Rosa. You may have heard of it. It's in the Panhandle. It's really fucked up. And like, we stop people mid seizure, like the prison's telling us they're on K2 or whatever, and then we stop mid seizure, and then they're like, oh, I guess 120 pounds, like they're gonna kill him. And this woman is like, they're gonna kill my son. And she's like, every time he moves, I have to explain he's not on K2. He actually has fucking seizures in stressful situations. I'm mainly dealing with closed management, which is this type of solitary confinement. There's an active lawsuit going on from Southern Poverty Law and Florida Legal Services against the FDOC right now for their misuse of solitary confinement and closed management. So I've really just been like getting all of these stories about what's going on. And we're talking like handicapped people laying in feces. And I'm just like, why are handicapped people in solitary confinement? Like, what did they do? So it's sick. It's twisted. It's hard for me to think about it right now just because I'm actually so honored that there's people listening. Like I'm really into your little podcast and I'm feeling like on the high right now versus the low. So it's hard to bring that stuff up. But like, they're really killing people.
Yeah.
Like the FDOC, like they're killing people. They're killing our black and brown people straight up. Like it's sick. And they're sending them up to these rural white towns where these white people have no fucking idea what they're doing. They think that they're doing the service of the United States of America to be like talking down to these people like they've done a crime or something. Yeah. Actually, my dude was going to call in. Well, my other friend was going to call in and he was going to try to talk to you, but he was talking about how when he was sent up there, they would always call him, he was kind of making it funny, but they would call him Gordita and Taco Supreme. They'd be like, oh, you think you're hot shit, Gordito? And he's like, nah, I'm pussy as fuck, la la la. And he was just like, it was like constant where he would just become that, and
that's
so
bullying. That's like bullying.
It's because they want you to react.
Yeah,
so they can throw your ass in the hole.
Exactly.
That's bullying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my dude, honestly, my husband, my dude, I got his name tattooed on me. Like I'm fighting for him. I love him. I'm advocating. I'm getting his money. I'm doing like whatever. But like he really is in solitary confinement for 2 years now for fucking nothing. He's getting stuck in administrative bureaucracy. He has no marks on his thing. I've got a lawyer working on it. Like it's crazy. Like I don't know. I basically am trying to find if there's other women out here dealing with it because everybody else is in Gen Pop. I don't know where all these people are that are dealing with this solitary shit. And I'm actually just like putting a call out to be like, let's organize, let's get together, let's stop this stuff. I don't know.
So tell us, how did you meet your husband?
Oh man, now that is a story. What? I think he would kill me if I told him, if I like actually told the truth, but I love telling
You
the
go
truth.
around
No,
it.
but just no, you could just curve around it. Curve around it a
How
little
much
bit.
time? How much time we got?
You got time. We got time.
Mm, shit. Okay, well, the short version is I was in Winn-Dixie and I was like being my white girl do-gooder, you know, and I turn around and I see this adorable, I didn't know it at the time, but young thug, you know, I didn't know. I was like, damn, what's that over there? So I was like, oh, is he in trouble? And then I knew the person behind the counter and they were like, oh, I guess he needs a ride. So I
Oh.
was gonna be like, this is fucked up. I was just gonna give him a ride and give him $20, take him to the Greyhound in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was
Uh-huh.
young, I was old. I got this cougar thing going on. I'm looking good. It's been a while, whatever, whatever. He comes home and then come to find out he just got out of a 5-year bid. So I was like, oh. So I had just brought someone in my house that had nowhere to go. You know what I mean? And then here I'm supposed to be this prison advocate, activist. And I was like, oh my gosh. Okay. So long story short, 3-week love affair, totally amazing. Ended by he robbed me.
Oh. Yeah, I definitely didn't see that. That was a curveball right there. I didn't
Yeah.
see that coming. Okay, all
Yeah.
right. So,
I mean, you
so
should
then you
have,
married
right?
him.
Woo, 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 woo,
Yeah.
Okay. So,
woo.
so when you
So
realized that,
yeah. So he robs me. He got me for all my weed. He got me for my JBL charged speaker, my iPhone. He got me for what else? I don't know. So anyway, and then the letters came in from my dude. So my dude was writing him because they had done a bid together. So the letters kept coming. And finally, I took all the letters. I was like, look, homie's not here anymore, but you're more than welcome to keep writing if you want. I've seen my friends do books to prisoners program and have pen pals, you know, like for the last 10 years. If you want to keep writing, you can. And then what got us like off the get was we both were born in 1980, which is just like a thing. And then we love freestyle music. So we kept like dedicating like roller skating music back to each other. And then we just went on this, like, I'm talking like we have thousands of pages of just crazy alternate realities of letters, you know, like the shit you would not even believe. And actually, the reason they took my visits away, they said, I don't know if I should tell you this, but they said she can't. You don't think so?
Nah,
all right,
nah, don't worry about it. Yeah, yeah,
no.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
nah, yeah. Don't talk about it. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we don't have to.
So anyway, but my whole point is that we have whole fantasy worlds. Like it's
Yeah.
we've been strictly letters basically for 2 years
Wow.
and a couple
So did
visits,
you
like mainly phone
any of
calls,
these
but
letters bring up the robbery?
No, no, this is no way. So you was with your previous boyfriend, and then you met your new husband through after that happened with your old boyfriend.
No,
yes.
Oh, okay.
no.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
No,
same dude,
I want to
right?
make it clear.
wait,
No, no, no,
wait,
no,
wait,
no,
wait.
no, 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 no. So, all right, you was with a dude that was friends with this guy, and he was writing to your dude. I guess your dude moved out or whatever, blah blah blah, and the
Yeah,
letters kept coming in, and you responded to the letters. So it's
yeah.
the same dude. It just so happened to be the same dude. So in these universes of letters, did you bring it up like, yo, so my speaker was
Oh no, no, no,
my
different
weed?
dude. It's a
Different
different
dude. That's
dude.
what I'm saying, Joe. Yeah, yeah. This is the friend
Yeah,
who's now her
Oh,
husband.
okay, all right, all
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, this is the friend. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
So,
so all right, all right.
but so fast forward, and
Like a soap opera.
the kid that robbed me ended up back in jail.
Uh-huh.
And I called him and he was just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry for what I did to you. Like all these things, la, 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 blah, blah, blah. And then I'm not going to lie, like, you know, I want them both.
Ah, okay.
I have them both now. I like them both. I have 2 prison boyfriends. I have a boyfriend and I have a husband. And I don't even know if I should be telling you guys this. And I don't know if
Yeah.
there's any girls out there crazy as all this, but I love it. Like, I love it. There's no boys in my life wrecking it up. Like they're all away from me. I have these wonderful romantic love affairs and all these promises of what's to be. And honestly, I'm focusing on my kid. Like there's a lot of pluses too. Like I know other people who are dependent on their dude aren't gonna feel that way. But like honestly, get yourself a pen pal, get yourself an inmate, man. Or I hate to call them, I didn't mean to use that word, but get
Yeah.
yourself someone who's incarcerated. Get some love poems, you know?
I mean, I can kind of see it. I can kind of see it because it's like having a relationship without having to deal with the bullshit.
Pretty much.
And I mean, minus some other things, but
Well,
you get the whole.
It still can happen, Joe. Joe, it still can happen.
Yeah, I
Even
mean,
if,
it can happen. But what I'm saying is,
and
she
you're
has the
married, so
whole
you might be able to get
relationship
fairly.
almost and shit without having to deal with the bullshit. You ain't gotta wake
yeah.
up to dealing with that fucking attitude in the morning or anything like that.
Yep.
All this.
Of course, I would much rather have them home. And I'm just like playing around right now, to be honest with you. This shit sucks. It sucks. It's horrible.
Yeah.
But I'm making light of it. Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. I mean,
anything normal about a relationship is out the window though. You have to be open to be able to be like, hey, I want to have sex. You know what I'm saying? Like I need to put that out there. Like some women are just like waiting around, but the truth is we are never gonna know what the other one is actually doing in there, you know? So
yeah.
I feel like just being as honest as you can is what that's what the prison system tries to stop from happening, is to make you lie and lie and lie. Like you're being secret because you don't want to set somebody off and do whatever. But if you can get to this place of like, I just want you to be happy and I'm there for you no matter what. Like that's what these people need. Like that's what my husband needs. Like he needs to know that there's somebody that has that phone on, even if it's twice a month.
Yep. Yep. And then there's a lot of people that don't have that. They don't have anybody to reach out to. They're all alone, or the people has moved on, whatever the case may be. So I mean, even with you joking around and saying you have the husband and the boyfriend, but even if that was whatever your case is, whatever your situation is, at least that other person is also getting letters and contact and hope and whatever else that comes with it. So
Yeah.
I mean,
And they know about each other,
well, I mean,
you know?
do they both have long bids to go, like long sentences?
My husband's got 13 years and my other one's got, and the boyfriend's 3 years. So he can come home and keep me company. And he's younger. So by the time the other one comes out, he'll be done with me anyway. I've got this all figured out.
Yeah.
I mean, it could happen like that, or you could fall in love with this young tenderoni, and then then what happens 13 years down the line?
I'm in love with both of them. Oh my God, he's calling in. He's calling in
Oh,
right
there
now.
you go.
Here, hold on.
Which I
Live
don't
footage. Live
Yeah.
footage.
the young
Is
one
that
or
okay?
yeah,
Jonathan.
Can you hear?
yeah.
Brevard County Jail Complex. To accept this call, press 0. To receive your current balance is $13.53. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using GTL.
You're killing the minutes
Hey,
with that.
you're on the podcast, buddy.
Oh, shit.
What's going on?
What's up, man?
Hey, we was just talking to your wife, and she was just telling us the amazing story of how you guys met and everything you guys have been going through since.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Yeah.
I was telling him I was trying to do your little gordita joke for you, but I was fucking it up.
Oh, when the officers used to call me racial stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up, man.
I
That's
was on
fucked
the
up,
job.
man.
Yeah, they called me all types of shit from the damn Taco Bell place.
Look at that shit. And then if you turn around and do something, that's what they want you to do. Now you get thrown in the hole.
Yeah, you can't do nothing. They'll slap the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? Like you just kind of have to like, okay, yes sir. You know.
Damn, yeah. Yeah, I hear that a lot in Florida that these guards just put hands on you all the time for no reason.
Yeah. No, they do, man. They take advantage of that. Yeah, yeah.
Man,
Can you
man.
guys hear each other okay?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Hey, I
Well,
was telling him about how you robbed me.
Really?
yeah, they make love stories about this. I'm telling you, it
I was
happened.
telling him
Lifetime,
our love story.
lifetime, right there.
Hey, there you go. That's a
Are you
lifetime movie.
mad?
No.
Tell him you're sorry. Tell the world you're sorry right now.
Is there anything you want to share? Anything that you need help with out here that people listening could do for you?
What he said?
He said, is there anything out here that the people can do for you? Is there anything you need from us out here? Like, what do you need from us?
Any message he
Nah,
wants to
I
pass
don't
on?
need
Anything?
nothing. I'm good.
Is there any message? Anything you want to say? Hi to anybody? Shout out? Anything?
You want to send a shout
Uh,
out?
I want to send a shout out to Wayne Ivy.
What do you want to say to him?
Fuck him.
Fuck
Tell
him.
him I said fuck him. That's it. That's all I gotta say. Man.
All right, Sheriff Wayne Ivy, fuck you, bro.
Yeah, that's
Message
it.
delivered.
Make that shit go viral for me. That's all I. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Well,
bro, man. Listen, you hold your head in there, man. You know what I mean? Like I've been down that road. You know what I mean? I ain't been locked up in a long time, but I totally get it, man. I understand, brother.
Yeah. I don't got that much longer to do anyway. I'll be home soon.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
that's what's up.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
good
thanks
to
for having us on.
well, it's good to hear that he's kind of in good spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He might be mad that I talked about that one thing. Are you
Man,
mad, Jonathan? You mad at me,
it's
Jonathan?
No, I'm not mad. No, I'm not mad.
I talk too much. He always says I'm doing too much.
Yeah,
trust
you
me,
do.
trust me. It's not. If you was able to forgive it, who cares what anybody thinks? It's
Yep.
well
Yeah.
worth.
Fact. Yep. Fact.
And it's a
Yep.
cool little story to tell the grandchildren one day.
Yeah. We're building trust. It's actually really cute. That's why I told it.
That's awesome,
All
man.
right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool. Well, so what next?
So I mean, I don't know if he can hear me or how much time he has, but
He's here. He's got 15 minutes. My dime, baby.
well, if he could, kind of touch on what's it like for him having a wife on the outside.
Did you hear me? Did you hear him?
What's it like? What's it like having a wife out there?
Yeah.
It's a little stressful.
What makes it so stressful? Like how let me get you going. Like, what's it like when I get mad at you that you need food?
What?
Like, I get mad at him that he needs food. Like, it's not his fault that it's expensive. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get your perspective on that. Like, how does that make you feel, Jonathan, when like you're like hungry and you can't like give back? Whatever. I don't want to talk for you, but like maybe you could elaborate on that a little bit.
Well, it just sucks. There ain't nothing really to say about that. It just sucks. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
I was just trying to, like, we fight a lot about food. Like, we really do. Like, that's our number one fight, is that like he's expensive to feed and I don't always have it, and like he's hungry. Sometimes I pick, like, we were fighting the other day because I picked phone calls instead of food, and he's trying to be nice to me talking while he's hungry.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it's
And
stressful.
and these are the things that they really don't speak about. People
Yeah.
don't know about these things. They don't understand the choices that you do have to make sometimes, food or contact. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a hard decision right there.
Yeah, he has to choose. I mean, that's the real deal, is that sometimes I'll be like, you want money on the phone or you want food?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Sucks.
tough one. That's a tough
And
one.
he was in the infirmary. So for 14 days, he was like in confinement because he was trying to. He's in county, so he's going down the road or whatever. So they locked him in this little room, you know. So of course he wants to talk on the phone, like he's just
Yeah.
sitting there in a room for 14 days.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah. I mean, these are the things that comes along with it, and it sucks. It sucks on both ends. I'm sure you guys, want more contact with each other, and you said he's been having to deal with closed confinement and stuff like that. Like the system definitely makes it extra hard for you guys to have that connection. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we find ways, you know.
yeah, yeah. And this is why we do what we do, so people can hear this, because this is not an uncommon thing. This is what plenty of spouses, not only women, men are going through it as well. There's women that's incarcerated that have to deal with this. And people don't look at that point of view. They only look at the crime and, the person going to jail, but they don't think about the people in the family that try to stay connected while they are incarcerated. And, that's definitely a hard thing to do. I mean,
Yeah.
letters can only go so far, the phone calls can only go so far. So I mean, I definitely commend you for sticking by his side and even being able to speak for him when he was unable to speak. And I'm glad you was able to connect them on the line. He was able to, tap in. And is there anything you working on right now? Anything, any fundraisers that you working on? You said you was trying to raise money for food to put on people's books, or maybe a book
Well,
tour.
I mean, yeah, hell yeah. My Cash App is Twin Flame 789. If anybody sends me money, I'm gonna make sure people eat or get some sort of something. But also,
Say it one more time.
um,
Say it one more time slow so they can hear it.
my Cash App is money sign Twin Flame 789. And so if people want to send me money, I'm gonna make sure people eat or make sure people get to listen to music or whatever they want to do. And what I was thinking though is that in Orlando right now, I'm helping like as a white person, it's really important that I'm I'm a support role. So I kind of like keep my ears open for families that are struggling and I try to plug into how I can help them. And in Orlando right now, there's this fucked up sheriff named Mina. And Mina has apparently shot and killed numerous unarmed black men for, 20 something years. And he just got reelected, but he hid somebody 20 years ago. And this person, I just helped these people come public. So it's free John Jackson Jr., I think. And maybe, I don't know if could I send you the flyer? Could I send you a
Yeah,
flyer
yeah,
or
yeah,
something?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we are looking for people. We're gonna have some sort of a event coming up to try to get pressure on the sheriff to step down, honestly, but give a public apology. And we want to free John Jackson Jr. So I would love to keep you guys updated on that. And then if anyone ever comes at you from Florida, you can always send them my way. And I always know who's doing what in what city. I got my ears open, and I stop by cities when I can just to see how I can plug in. So yeah, you can always use me as a resource in Florida if you would like.
And they can also contact you on your Instagram.
Yeah, Florida prison wife, and then I also like I'm friends with a lot of wives too. And I've been talking to them about like it's not just, Florida prison wife. Like it's not just me. Like I have been putting stuff up there for the stimulus in Florida, just like, information about stuff in Florida, but just also a little bit more radical, which I feel like a lot of the prison wife groups are really like support groups. And it's just like bitching that, oh my God, like, oh, what sign's your dude or whatever, instead of like, how can we disrupt the power structure, and how can we get our
Yeah.
dudes out of there and how can we stop people from abusing our loved ones and how can we change the incarceral system and burn it to the ground and start over, and make a system based on forgiveness. Like it's complicated.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, we would love to definitely have you back on. We got a open forum coming up where we're gonna have probably maybe 10 people on at one time, and we're just gonna have an open discussion about different things. And we would love your point of view because that's something we don't have right now. And
I would
we
love to come on.
back
I would
on.
love to.
We appreciate you coming on, and we salute you for what you're doing. And I don't know if your husband's still on. Stay safe. Come home to your wife.
Thank
Main,
you.
main, do you
Yeah,
want to?
so this is my part of the show. We're gonna end it on a real super positive note. So if there's any message you could give to any viewer right now, whether they're going through the struggle or they in the struggle, what would that message be?
Jonathan, do you want to say first what your message would be?
I don't really got a message.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say hold your head up. There is organizing happening. Like right now, we know that there is gonna be an end to this fucked up system. And right now we just need to make our loved ones as comfortable as possible, because they really are the martyrs of this time. And they really are like people that are sacrificing something that we can't even understand yet. And like that, like there are people that are dedicating their whole lives to figuring out how to get y'all out. So whether it's your loved one or you or whatever, but there is movement and you're not alone. So that would be my what I would say.
That was great. Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. You keep doing what you're doing and stay safe out there. Tell your husband stay safe. And we're gonna reach out to you, when the open forum comes up, and we'd definitely love to have you on. So
Great.
if they only knew.
Thank you. If they only
Yeah.
knew.
Bye.
Bye.